What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's having a better day than Carolina is. Make sure we're live. Let me check and make sure we're live before I get started.
We've got 37 people on my end. What do you got on your end?
Okay, we're live. I see it.
I got 42 on my end.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody has heard the news, man. Carolina got convicted of interference with public duties. They found her not guilty on the false alarm. But let's just go back. I got something I want to get off my chest, and that's why I put it in the title that I'm mad. Let's just go back to the day that Carolina got slammed by Kruger, and she was in jail. I remember it like it was yesterday. CJ was already busting his ass working behind the scenes, working for her. And when she got out of jail, the first thing she did was fire CJ. I know everybody knows it. It's no secret. And I don't know if a lot of you remember this, but a few weeks ago, I made a post. And that post, it pissed a lot of my subscribers off because a lot of my subscribers want me to stay out of this drama. But I made a post saying, I hate it for anybody that listened to the Angry Vet and fired good lawyers, good bar holding lawyers like CJ or Ron Durbin. And this is what I was referring to, this right here, because when Carolina got out of jail, the first thing she did was fired CJ, and she was pro se for months. She was writing her own motions, filing her own motions. Now, I don't know if she was using scars or if she was doing this shit on her own. I have a pretty sneaking suspicion that she was using scars. She was writing her own motions. And you know what happened? They didn't dismiss any of her charges. They added charges. So then here at the last minute, she hired these lawyers. What was the lawyer's names, BZ?
It was the lawyer's name was Mark. I don't know James's last name, but I've got the card right here, and it's Mark Schrafe, I believe.
Mark Schrafe. Now, I don't know anything about these lawyers. But Carolina got convicted, and I really feel like that if she would have kept CJ, these charges would have been dismissed, man. She would have never even had a jury trial. Do you have any thoughts on that, BZ, or is this something you don't want to comment on?
I think to be honest with you, I think she should have stuck with CJ. If she was going to let him go, she should have found other counsel. She should have gone pro se herself. I told her that several times. Worst thing you can do.
I wonder who was writing her motions for. I mean, I don't know this for a fact, but I really have a strong suspicion that she drank the Angry Vet's Kool-Aid and was using scars. And I don't want to spend a whole lot of time talking about the Angry Vet and scars, but I just did want to mention that this is why I made that post a few weeks ago, because it has affected some of my friends. Yeah.
It's affected a lot of us.
Yeah, a lot of people listened to the Angry Vet and started firing lawyers and talking bad about CJ and Ron, and it just caused it just didn't work well for anybody that did it. So let's move on. I don't want to spend any more time talking about that. But okay, I did start off going to the court. The first day they picked a jury trial. I was not there for that. The second day I was there, and one of the jury members got sick. Okay. Well, when the juror got sick and left the courtroom, everybody that was in the seating where the viewers sit, everybody was talking and whispering, what's going on. Even the cops, they had about at least 6 or 7 cops in the courtroom. They were all whispering and talking, and everybody was talking and whispering because the judge, the lawyers, most of the jurors were out of the room. Well, when the judge came back in the room, he asked one of the cops to come up to the front where he on his throne. And then the cop pointed at me, the cop pointed at Joe Cool, and then the cop pointed at Manuel Mata. And then the judge, I was like, oh shit, something's about to happen. So me, instinctively, I said to myself, well, I'm going to walk outside and go to the bathroom and, and see if they allow me to go, because if they allow me to go, that means there's no warrant. So I got up and tried to walk out, and the judge immediately says, you need to sit down. You're not going anywhere. So I was like, oh shit, I guess they done trumped up some bullshit. So I wanted to see what was going on, so I waited in the courtroom. And then he began to tongue lash me, Joe Cool, and there was a woman sitting next to me that was there for Carolina to support. He only tongue lashed the supporters for Carolina and didn't call out anybody else in the courtroom. Said we were tampering with the jury or talking bad about the jury and the functions of the court, and we were going to be held in contempt. And then he pointed to me and says, "Do you understand what I'm saying, sir?" And I was like, "Look, I understand what you're saying, but I don't agree with anything that you're saying happened." And then I just left it at that. And then they declared a mistrial because the juror was sick. Now, that's just a summary of what happened real quick. Now, then yesterday, well, hold on. I forgot about what happened in the hallway. Then we were in the hallway, and the bailiff walked up to Manuel Mata and got in Manuel Mata's personal space. In my opinion, he did it on purpose because he knew that would set Mata off. And it did. It turned into a shit show in the hallway. There's Joe Cool in the chat because Joe Cool was with us. I tell you what, BZ, do you think right now would be a good time to play my video?
Yeah, go ahead.
You want me to play it or you play it?
No, you got to play it because it's on your end. I'm just showing it on the stream.
Okay, hold on. I thought we had it. Okay, removed from stage.
So if you just hit play, there you go.
Why you all close to me though?
Damn, man, this ain't good.
You don't like it, do you?
Don't do that, Mata. Mata, don't do that, bro. I want everybody to pay attention to how I'm already telling Mata to don't do that, don't do that. You're going to see Joe Cool even walk up because me and Joe Cool were trying to de-escalate it because they did. They triggered Mata. They had Mata pissed off, and we knew it. So you're going to see Joe Cool try to go up and pull Mata back. But what I want everybody to pay attention to is Kruger and Kruger's lawyer are going to walk around the corner. And the first thing Kruger's lawyer does, in my opinion, he assaulted Joe Cool. So everybody pay attention. Mata, come here, man. Grab him, Joe. I don't want to see him get arrested. Mata, come here. Oh, there's Kruger. Joe pulled him back. There's Kruger's little weenie ass. There's your hero. Hey, don't tell me what to do, man. I don't have to move out of your way. You can't walk around somebody that's standing in a single spot. You expect people to move for you?
Keep your hands to yourself, loser. You heard me. I didn't stutter. Bye. 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 Keep walking, loser. So you gotta take your little
Kruger, why are you so skinny? Did you catch AIDS, Kruger? You're not looking healthy at all.
Wimp.
Pussy. Expects people to move out of his way. All right, what do I got to do to remove that? Okay, I see it.
Yep, you got it.
Okay, so after that happened, everybody left for the day because they declared a mistrial, and then they started a new trial yesterday morning. Well, we were all thinking about what happened at Aaron Dean's trial when they arrested Mata. So we all kind of figured that something like that was going to happen. Well, I called Mata yesterday or the night before. I said, "Are you going back to court tomorrow?" He says, "Hell no, I ain't going back there." He said, "They're going to arrest me if I go back." Because he said he went back to the courthouse that day and he could see them filing reports and all the witnesses were writing on paperwork, pointing at him. They were getting ready to arrest him. So he left. So I told myself, well, I don't feel comfortable going if Mata ain't going because they're going to take, if Mata doesn't go and they wanted to arrest him, they're going to take it out on me and arrest me. So yesterday morning, Joe Cool went in there just to kind of test the waters and see what was going on. And Joe Cool said that he felt like they were fixing to arrest him. So he left. And I didn't go back into court all day yesterday. But BZ Watchdog was there all day yesterday.
And
BZ
today.
Watchdog, is there anything that I missed that you want to touch on or comment on about what I just did?
I'll take over from the Joe Cool side because I met with Joe Cool and he's right. I was there probably about 30 minutes before him, and I was getting ready. I was just breaking down my gimbal to go into the courtroom. I'd already turned off my phone, put it in my pocket, took my body camera off, turned it down, and put it let's see. Sorry, I got some cleaning up to do over here on my end. So the judge kept peering out his door behind the bench, going like this, and then when Joe Cool came in, so I was like, "What the hell does this guy keep looking at me for? What is going on?" And Joe's like, "Dude, that judge is not looking right. He's looking like he wants to get us. I don't know." I said, "Is it because of what happened yesterday?" He's like, "Yeah, probably. This doesn't look good." And we were talking for a few more minutes, and the judge kept doing that. The investigator with the DA's office kept doing it. Finally, Joe looked at me and said, "Man, I'm gonna get out of here, bro. I don't feel right about this." And he bounced, and that was the end of the Joe Cool situation. Then after that happened, they called for the jury. The juror called in sick again for the second day in a row. The alternate had to immediately go to Midland because her daughter got arrested, so they declared it a mistrial. They immediately brought it in and started doing a jury selection again, right there on the spot. So, and then we ended up going to trial at 1:30 in the afternoon. Or, I'm sorry, 2 p.m. yesterday. So trial lasted about 2.5 hours. Only one witness was called. It was that Officer Michelle, the one that had like literally just over a year experience. I think she was just off probation. And I think she was coached a little bit when they went and redirected on the prosecution side, because she kept changing her answers but she lied 3 times. She perjured herself. I got it right here on my notes from what she said. Officer Michelle.
Oh, okay.
And what's funny is because she used to be a pre-K teacher, but she wrote great things in her report about Carolina always being compliant and always backing up when asked. And so we ended up concluding the trial last night, and I don't know if everybody's heard the verdict. I don't know if you know the verdict, but the verdict was that she was found guilty on the interference charge, but not guilty on the falsifying alarm. And the reason that Kruger didn't testify or anybody else didn't testify is because of that whole mess with her being pro se and CJ and the new lawyers somewhere in there. The state dropped the charges of resisting and evading to avoid bringing Kruger in for testifying and showing the excessive force video.
Yeah.
So the excessive
out of the trial, they did not want to show slamming her.
Now the videos I did see in the courtroom, they pieced together both her live streams and pieced it to their narrative like one of the troll channels normally do. And then they showed up the video up to the point where Kruger says, "You're under arrest," and then they cut the video. So you don't hear it go, no, or anything like that. It's just, "You're under arrest," and that's it. They cut the video.
Yeah, and the video that I saw the day I was there before the mistrial, the prosecution showed a video, and man, it was the most cut up, most edited video I ever seen in my life. It was ridiculous, man. And conveniently, they left out the part where Kruger slammed her and busted her face open. But okay, I want to rewind for a minute because I just showed that video. You guys put a 1 in the comments if you saw where Kruger's lawyer was. That Kruger's lawyer, BZ? Who was that guy walking with him?
That is probably a lawyer or the union rep.
Union rep.
I'm guessing.
Put a 1 in the comment if you saw the union rep assault Joe Cool.
And if not, put a 2. And if Harvey needs to replay the video again,
we're going to replay it. I just want to see what the chat says. Okay, everybody's saying 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. If you didn't see it, I'm going to replay it right now. Should I replay it? Everybody says they are.
Yeah, I said replay it.
I'm going to replay it.
They have not seen the video. So South Bama hasn't seen the video, so we'll put it back up. Okay. Hang on 1 second. I hit the wrong button. There we go, right there. Add the stage. There you go.
Why you all close to me, though? All right.
You just stop it real quick. There's 3 recordings of what happened. Mata's recording, my recording, and Joe Cool's recording. But we all 3 missed the part where that bailiff got right up in Manuel's face. And that's what set him off. And he definitely did that because my recording, Mata's recording, and Joe Cool's recording all started at the same exact time, and we missed the part where he just walked up and got in his personal space. So that's where he set him off. I do have Joe Cool's recording too, but it doesn't show. Since I'm further away, it shows more of a bird's eye view of what happened. Damn, man, this ain't good. Don't do that, Mata. Mata, don't do that, bro. Mata, come here, man. Grab him, Joe. I don't want to see him get arrested. Mata, come here. Oh, there's Kruger. There's Kruger's little weenie ass. Right here, what? There's your hero. Hey, don't tell me what to do, man. I don't have to move out of your way. You can't walk around somebody that's standing in a single spot. You expect people to move for you?
Keep your hands to yourself, loser. You heard me. I didn't stutter. Bye. 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 Keep walking, loser. So you gotta take it off.
Kruger, why are you so skinny? Did you catch AIDS, Kruger? You're not looking healthy at all.
Wimp.
Pussy.
Expects people to move out of his way.
It's a pretty
Now,
good video.
Mata published a video. I think it was yesterday. Let me remove this from the screen. Stage. I mean, Mata published a video yesterday, and it's gotten a lot of views of that same scenario, but it was just his camera view, and you can see that
Okay, so
I
hear
was.
me out. Okay.
Oh,
So,
sorry. Hang on a second.
Now, according.
Let me take that down. I'm sorry. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
you can see from Mata's camera view, and BZ, you can play that next if you want to. But you can see from Mata's camera view when that lawyer and Kruger walked around the corner, I was actually leaning on the corner of the hallway. I was standing in the same spot, not moving. And so for that lawyer to walk up to me and tell me to move was just ridiculous, man. It's not like I was moving I was standing in a single spot, stationary, and he had the nerve to walk up to me and tell me to move, which reminds me, we do need to play Mata's video because before all this happened, a woman cop, Mata was standing in one single spot, not moving, and a woman cop walked right up to him and told him to move. It's just crazy, man. Any normal person, if you see somebody standing in the hallway and they're in a single spot, any normal person would just walk around. There was plenty of other ways to go, but they walk right up to him and tell him to move. It's just insane what they did.
Do you want to see you haven't seen this? Nobody has seen this part of my video yet. This will be the first time that anybody, including Harvey, sees this video. I caught Kruger yesterday on camera where I confronted him. I caught him downstairs in the lobby of the courthouse. So I'm gonna pull this up real quick.
All right.
I couldn't get it all the way there, so there's about maybe 5 or 6 seconds before it happens.
Yeah, this is another cop coming in. I got to leave.
Hey.
Oh, that was funny. See if I get my signal back. Jesus.
That body camera?
Yep. Now watch. Now see this guy right here. I don't know if you can see it on the screen right here in the middle of. I don't know if my cursor's. No, it's on the screen. The guy on the left on the suit right there at the right of the stairs.
Yeah.
That is Kruger walking towards me right there. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and play it.
I like that.
Oh. Mr. Kruger, how do you feel about your trial today? You feel confident? BZW News. I'm here with the media, sir. How's the divorce going? How's the restraining order against the kids?
Trying to get my live stream working.
Oh, you guys just missed that. I just ran into Kruger, got it on my body camera. Y'all can take the stairs. I'm not in shape for that. We'll meet you up there, though, Kruger. Got some more questions for you.
Okay, and that's pretty much it. But you see how they made a beeline all the way around trying to avoid any kind of cameras or publicity?
Yes.
Now, the defense attorney subpoenaed him, but somehow they made it to where he didn't have to testify. So I don't understand the whole process. But so that was yesterday. Go ahead.
South Bama Group made a great comment just a second ago. After I said they kept walking up and getting in Mata's personal space, South Bama Group said they were trying to create a confrontation so they can arrest you. And it's true. That's exactly what they did. And that's why we didn't go back. Me and Joe. Joe Cool went back yesterday morning. And he said he thought they were fitting to arrest him. I was waiting outside. So we didn't go in there. And then BZ Watchdog said there was a rumor going around that they had a warrant for us for jury tampering. They were going to do something yesterday, man. They were going to escalate because the day before, the judge had already called us three out in court and tongue lashed us in court. And then the shit happened in the hallway. So they were definitely going to escalate and do something yesterday. You said you heard a rumor that they had warrants for us for jury tampering yesterday. You want to elaborate?
It was just rumor mill.
Rumor mill.
It was just rumor mill that I heard through the defense attorney that the prosecution, like, I don't know if they had overheard the prosecution talking about it, but they warned me to warn you guys if you came in the courtroom so I could give you guys a heads up. And before I could really give Joe Cool a heads up, that's when the judge was peering at me and him, not knowing what was going to happen.
Nobody knows Fort Worth or Tarrant County better than Manuel Mata. And Manuel Mata said, I ain't going back. I know they're going to arrest us. So.
Well, and if Mata is saying that he's not going to go back, because usually his thing is F it, but if he's not going to go back, then something's probably going to be up. They're going to try to pull something.
Yeah, they would take it out on me if he wasn't there.
So I just didn't. I didn't want anybody else getting locked up. I mean, as it was. So that basically concluded yesterday, where she got found guilty of one charge and not guilty of the other charge. Do you want me to go into what happened today? Because today was.
So today was sentencing. Okay, I do have a question. You said that officer perjured herself several times on the stand. Can we talk about that first before we go into
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Officer Tiffany Mitchell, whatever it's called. She said when she was asked by the prosecution, how many times did Kruger ask her or told her that there was an active investigation going on? And she said 3 to 4 times on the stand. Okay. Then the defense asked how many times, and she said 4 times. And then she turned around and said, the defense asked, how long from the time did Officer Botts tell her that there was an investigation until the time that Kruger said you're under arrest? And she said 10 seconds. First off, that woman never got to finish the words, this is an active investigation, before Kruger said you're under arrest and grabbed her. So there were 3 lies right there that I wrote down. Everything the prosecution asked and she answered, everything the defense asked that she answered. So I've got it written down. So I knew when she lied. But how do you change your answer from 3 to 4 times to 4 times? And then, well, it was 10 seconds from the time that she was given time. No, come on, stop. She perjured herself and nobody could do anything about it.
That might be good grounds for an appeal.
Might be. And I think that's what me and the lawyer were talking about. Were just different things that I was note-taking, counting on. But we're going to need 15 grand. Oh, maybe I shouldn't even go to that yet. I haven't even talked about the sentencing yet. So we had the pre-trial sentencing. I guess it was like another trial where they get to do their statement, opening statement, closing statement, whatever. I think it was more like a closing statement. Again, Carolina did not testify. We just all agreed that I think it was better that she didn't testify with the way the DA was acting, because he was out for blood. This guy is like the third in charge of the Tarrant County District Attorney's Office. This guy tries capital murder, capital unliving trials all the time. And for him to be brought in to handle like a little misdemeanor trial, it sounds to me like they wanted blood. They just wanted blood straight up. So we got to the sentencing today at around 11-ish, 11:30-ish. And they gave her 30 days in jail. The DA was asking the jury to give her 180. The defense was asking her to give from 0 to 3. And the reason he did that was because the jury did not know that there was already 3 days time served. However, in that sentencing part, though, Harvey, they did show the excessive force pictures of Carolina. They did bring the detective that investigated Kruger and said that it was inappropriate force that was used to arrest her. So he did admit fault. And as soon as we can get that IA jacket, that'll definitely be more grounds in the civil suit. But as far as in the sentencing, she refused the probation because the DA was going to put stipulations like no cop watching, no filming of cops, no filming of government building. I mean, just everything to make her life miserable for 30 days.
Basically, no more YouTube channel if she'd have been on probation.
That is correct. So there's going to be no more YouTube channel because she's going to be in the clinker for 30 days. But there's a really good kicker. She's already served 3 days.
No, hold on. You kind of missed. She refused the probation, correct?
Correct.
And
For
she
30 days in jail.
She took the 30 days in jail rather than go on probation.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, you forgot to mention that part. All right.
I thought I said that.
Maybe you did, but I missed it. I just wanted to make sure. If I missed it, maybe some of the people in the chat missed it.
Okay. Well, they gave her, she's already got 3 days time served. So that's 27 days. Right now, they're giving 2 to 3 days off for every day that you serve. So we're looking at about 7 to 10 days in lockup, as long as she doesn't cause any problems.
So she's in jail right now, correct?
Yes, I saw her in the tan jumpsuit. And the really crappy part last night was when she had to go from the conviction to the sentencing, the DA pulled a fast one and said, Your Honor, she can't come back tomorrow. She doesn't qualify for a PR bond, and her bond is ended because she showed up for court. Per the law. You have to follow the law, Judge. He pulled like a Lane Myers kind of thing. And so the judge went to the point of actually calling and holding on the phone for like 45 minutes with the bond company, trying to get an approval for like 14 hours to hold her on bond to have her sentencing trial. Yeah. So the judge was actually pretty cool and fair in the end. But ultimately, I saw her in the jumpsuit. They took her away. I think there's a lot of grounds for appeal on this one, to be honest with you. A lot.
Okay, hold on. She spent the night in jail last night too, before the sentencing. Why did she have to spend the night in jail last night before the sentencing? Can you explain that?
I just did the bond thing. That's why the judge. So because the bond was over when she showed up for court, there was no bond. I guess she didn't qualify for a PR bond because I guess she's not shown up for court on a PR bond before. Or I guess they only offer you so many PR bonds. I don't know that this. All I know is she didn't qualify for a PR bond. The judge was going to try to release her overnight to come back for sentencing, and the defense made a big argument about it. But the prosecution's like, no, Judge, it's the law. This is what the law states. So the judge got on the phone for like 45 minutes calling her bond company, trying to extend the bond for 14 hours. And then they screwed up. Then here's the crappy part. They screwed up. The judge ordered the deputies to bring her back in her clothing. She came back with a brown jumpsuit on this morning, so the judge made him go back to the jail and make her put on her clothes to come back to the courtroom for her sentencing.
Wow.
And then she still ended up in brown jumpsuits at the end of the day.
Hey man, she's a soldier for taking jail time over probation, man. That's hard. That's a hard decision to make, man.
DMA made that decision.
Yeah, I know.
Well, think about what it does to your channel, but think about this. What happens when you're out on probation and one little thing happens? Because you know the word's going to get out that she's on probation.
Yeah.
And what do you think the cops are going to do?
Yeah. We got Manuel Mata in the chat. What's up, Manuel Mata? Maybe you can send him the link and maybe it'll work for him. I would really like to play his video that he published because that shows that woman cop walk up to him and get in his space. And I mean, again, he was standing in a single spot and she walked straight up to him and demanded that he move when she could have just walked around him. It's insane that these people think that we need to move out of their way because they chose a path that goes right through us. Yeah, they were definitely trying to escalate. They were trying to start a confrontation so they could arrest people. It's exactly what happened. Can you find his video, BZ?
I look it up. I just sent him the link via his cell phone. That's why I went dark for a second.
Cool, man. Joe Cool said the link wasn't working for him. Let's see if it works for Mata. We were going to have Joe Cool up here, but for some reason the link wasn't working.
Maybe.
I did want to say this too. I've seen a lot of comments asking why we're vertical. This is BZ Watchdog's live stream, and I'm just restreaming it. It's the way he set it up, so that's why it's vertical.
And the only reason we're doing it is because it gets more people viewing it, and more people need to see this video and keep her story alive. I mean, this isn't about me. This isn't about Harvey. This isn't about Mata. This isn't about Joe Cool. But it's about Carolina and the First Amendment community on what they're trying to do to us. I don't know where he did with. He may have this video privated, man, to be honest with you. Unless he's got it on a backup channel or something.
It's Manuel Mata 2, TOO.
I know. I'm there.
Did he take it down?
He might have. I got the last thing he's got is public. Oh, you know what? Hang on a second. He published something afterwards. That's why it threw me off.
Yeah.
He published he published the StreamYard of the lawyer and Nettles fighting again. Looked like Maddie wanted to throw down.
I see it right now. It's got 12,000 views in one day.
Oh yeah, this right here. I got it.
After Carolina's trial day, it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, I got it. I'm just pulling it up on the screen right now. That's it right there.
That's the lady that testified right there.
The one on the left. The one on the left.
With the glasses. She's the one that testified.
This one right here testified.
Yep. She walked right up to him.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, back it up a minute, man.
No shit. And she's looking right at him.
Walked straight up to him, man, and told him to move.
Could have went around me. What's your name and badge number, miss? Huh?
Detective Dixon.
Detective Dixon. Mind your business. Why you all close to me, though?
Hey, so that's actually a good point right here. Mata actually did catch a little bit of it. Look at this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why you all... Detective Dixon. Mind your business.
Look how close he was to his camera.
Yeah, we all started recording. Yeah.
Why you all close to me, though?
Man.
All right. Why not, right?
Yeah, dude.
Well, you don't like it, do you?
It doesn't bother me.
Obviously.
You remember when you were in 6th?
I don't give a fuck. What does that mean, loser? Nobody's scared of you, punk.
Okay, so let me point out something, and maybe you can elaborate, Harvey.
Okay.
He said, and I've still got it queued up. I just pulled us up here. He said, "Do you remember 6?" What does that mean?
I think I think he's referring to maybe when Mata was locked up, or when Mata was in courtroom 6. I think that's what it was. Maybe that was the Aaron Dean trial when they arrested him. Maybe he was in courtroom 6. We really need to ask him what he was referring to.
Erin Hickley, she's the lady that was here today and on Monday or Tuesday when you guys were there, and she's saying County Court 6.
Yeah.
And Aaron Hickey, thank you for the Cash App donation. I appreciate that. So, but yeah, let me cue that back up. And
You shaking?
Cause I have a nervous itch anyways. Scumbag. Bitch.
Not showing the screen. There's your hero.
oh,
There's
shit.
the loser right there. There she is.
You can't walk around somebody that's standing.
Don't like it, do you?
It doesn't bother me.
Obviously.
You remember when you were in 6th?
I don't give a fuck. What does that mean, loser? Nobody's scared of you, punk.
Why are you shaking?
Cause I have a nervous itch anyways. Scumbag. Bitch.
There's Kruger's little weenie ass. There's your hero.
There's the loser right there. There she is.
Rewind it a minute.
And then you want to put your hand up on somebody. Keep your hands to yourself, loser.
Sorry, I had
You
the
heard
wrong,
me. I didn't stutter. Bye. Bye.
Damn.
Bye. Keep walking, loser. Yeah, take your little homegirl with you.
Hey, you could see where I was standing against the corner of I was on the wall, and this idiot walked up to me and told me to move. And you can see it really clearly through Mata's video. If we can rewind it and show that part one more time. How are you going to tell somebody to move when I'm standing up against the wall?
Yeah, I saw that because you look like you leaned back against the wall trying to avoid whatever.
Yeah, and he still told me you need to move.
You ready?
Yeah. Watch him salt Joe.
Here, I'm going to do this. Hang on. Let me slow it down. How about
his
that?
hand? He's fixing to swat Joe's camera. That's assault. There's your hero.
There's the loser right there. There she is.
You can't walk around somebody that's standing in a single spot.
And then you want to put your hand up on somebody. Keep your hands to yourself, loser. You heard me. I didn't stutter. Bye. 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 Keep walking, loser. Yeah, take your little homegirl with you. Yeah.
Healthy at all.
Wimp. Puss.
That's a really good shot of Kruger right there. Look at that guy. That would make a great thumbnail.
Yeah.
What do you think, Harvey? That shot right there.
Hell yeah.
Mata's
Okay.
great with that camera sometimes, man. Look at that. That's perfect thumbnail.
Now, everybody saw where I was standing. Now I want to play my video and show him walking up to me and tell me to move. Can we do that, BZ?
Is this one right here?
Yes.
Why you all close to me, though?
This is my video.
Why not?
Damn, man. This ain't good.
You don't like it, do you?
Don't do that, Mata. Mata, don't do that, bro. Mata, come here, man. Grab him, Joe. I don't want to see him get arrested. Mata, come here. Oh, there's Kruger. There's Kruger's little weenie ass. There's your hero. Hey, don't tell me what to do, man. I don't have to move out of your way. You can't walk around somebody that's standing in a single spot. You expect people to move for you?
Keep your hands to yourself, loser. You heard me. I didn't stutter. Bye. 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 Keep walking, loser. Yeah, take your little
Kruger, why are
homeboy.
you so skinny? Did you catch AIDS, Kruger? You're not looking
Yeah.
healthy at all.
Wimp.
Pussy.
Expects people to move out of his way.
Hey Harvey, you got a $49.99 super chat, brother. There
Hell
we go.
yeah.
We got hang on, we got Mr. Manuel Mata. Can you take your here we do
Hey.
it that way?
Let me say something real quick, because that $50 YouTube will take. How much of it is it? YouTube
They'll take 40, they'll take 40%.
So that means I'll put $30 on their books. Thank you for that.
We
What's up,
appreciate it.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you're good, brother.
Okay. Now, what happened in courtroom 6, why he's bringing it up, is because after they took me to jail, a couple of them started getting like talking shit, crap, whatever you want to call it, right? And I told them the only reason that they're brave is because there's like what I want to say there was like 4 of them who took me to jail, and I told them a bunch of things that they didn't like, and that's what he's referring to. Like, if I remember the conversation that we had in the back, and he was one of them, and it's just, I don't believe what they're doing follows the Texas Criminal Code of Procedures, and they're talking about the law, how the I don't understand it, because if you look at all of them, right, and I know this for a fact, when I got convicted, my lawyer from Dallas screwed me over, so he told me he didn't want me to testify either, and I was stuck on why not, I can convince the jury that what they're saying is wrong, and I never figured out why it was so important for us not to testify until hers, right? Because if you think about it, they take out the bad stuff that the cops do. They keep cops from off the stand, and they push a narrative. And as long as their narrative somewhat fits the definition of the penal code, they don't really care. But the bigger problem we need to understand is, why do they have prosecutors that are the top prosecutors in their fields, and none of it is misdemeanors? What, like, we got 2 prosecutors that are one is unaliving murder cases, and the other one is grape cases, right? So now you go to the grape cases. Just recently, they discovered there are 900 grape case test kits that weren't tested. So then the city council didn't ask all the important questions. How many of those people are incarcerated right now because they weren't tested? How many of them people are still out on the streets? And how many of them were towards children? Like, these are all questions we need to understand if they're so invested on wasting so much money on getting us convicted in misdemeanor courts. And the punishment is 180 days max. They can't go over that. But yet you have unaliving cases, grape cases that have been going unsolved for years. So why don't they put that same energy and that same money and that same on real crimes? Because hurting cops' feelings ain't it. And then what I noticed when I was in there is how they struck Kruger's history of violence. They struck not being able to mention that he was fired from Irvine Police Department for excessive force and untruthfulness. Like, even when he came here, like, my case with him was dismissed. He pulled a gun on me for crossing the street, and he lied about it on a police report because the body cameras don't match. And see, this is what I was trying to explain the whole time. And when it was on me, it didn't matter because I'm a guy. Harvey's a guy. BZ Watchdog, we're all dudes. So when stuff like this happens to us, it's not really paid attention. So what I'm about to say, I don't wish on no one, but I'm glad it happened to Carolina because now people are going to fucking care. People are going to listen. They're going to pay attention because it's happening to a woman. They're doing this to a chick, bro. And irregardless whether she's irritating, she gets on your nerves, you dislike her, the First Amendment protects us from one thing that no one wants to mention, especially when we reach courtrooms: offensive speech. That's the first component of it. Offensive, which means what I'm saying makes some people's feelings get hurt. And that's why Turner versus Driver, Houston versus Hill was kept out of all these cases. You couldn't mention it.
Yep.
You
Yep.
can't mention anything in these cases that are actual case laws. But when you refer to, okay, she got convicted, I did too. The appeal is going to come up. But if she took the deal, then it's over with. She doesn't get to appeal. She's going to go through her 30 days or maybe 15. She'll probably be out in 5-6 days. Because the way that jail is right now, they're not taking people right now. It's weird that she's in jail right now when they're under construction, they're understaffed, their MHMR is garbage. There's people dying in this jail every month. So if this is the solution to well, really, it's an example to all of us. It's just telling all of us, you're not going to win against our house that we have built. Because I tried to tell her, like, reference the cases they used against me in my appeal. Because those are the same cases that you should have been attacking. Then he wouldn't have been able to keep this and that out. Because if there's anything that proves reasonable doubt and the jury and the district attorney keeps it away from you, which means how they spliced up that video and they stopped it to where it didn't show how he grabbed her and threw her on the ground and knocked her unconscious. It didn't show where the same cop that was on the stand saying she did this said, oh my God, she's bleeding. It didn't show the aftermath of how she couldn't make sense of anything, how they put her into a hospital. None of that was shown, and it was kept from the jury. Because if they saw that, then you can't believe this cop. You can't believe her. You can't believe what the district attorney's saying. So when you understand how go ahead.
I'm just going to ask you a question. Those were pre-trial motions that the prosecutors made that made all that stuff not be allowed to be mentioned in court. Is that what you're saying?
No, they don't do it pre-trial. They do it right then and there. Because the trial motions don't happen. Because look, when we go to court, it's to address a motion. And it never happens because the district attorney will come and say, hey man, we need time for this, or we need him to take a plea deal, or this and that. Something always happens to where the issue that's always brought to court is never addressed. It's always either put off or they hold it off to a later date, just like they did her. They didn't address nothing beforehand. Everything was brought and everything was presented before the judge and the jury. So there was no. Go ahead.
Do you think that the outcome would have been different if Carolina would have had CJ the whole time? I'm pro CJ Grisham, but that's my question to you.
I think, and now I'm not saying this from a lawyer standpoint, right? I'm not going to say that because she didn't, this happened, or because she did, this didn't happen. I'm going to come from the law point of view. There's no way one lawyer can come to the end of a case and defend you properly if someone else took the first in and then you drop something and then you get involved in the case and you don't really understand what's going on and then you bring someone else in. So 3 things happened there that confuse the whole process to where it gives them loopholes to squirm through. So if she would have kept CJ, yes, I believe she would have had a better chance at fighting this case and having a higher probability of getting it dismissed. Yes, I believe that.
Right. Well, look, me and you both know how CJ works. CJ
Yeah.
attacks the case before trial, and
I
CJ
know.
has a long fucking a long history of getting cases dismissed before they ever see the courtroom. I feel like if she would have kept him, they probably would have never had a trial. What do you think, Mata? Did her lawyers file the same kind of motions that CJ would have before trial?
Well, I haven't seen anything that's been filed on her case. And the
There you
only
go.
thing I can tell you about my case against Kruger, everything was filed before we even talked about having a trial date.
Yeah.
So that's the point I'm agreeing with, right?
Yeah.
So if you can identify, look, this is the crazy part, how a different judge got Kruger's history and said, nope, ain't no way in the world, and dismissed it. Because you have to understand what they're trying to do is protect Kruger from excessive force. Because that's the biggest black eye you can get. Because then when you have excessive force, here comes the lying, which becomes untruthfulness. And then here comes the false reporting, right? When you have to lie on a police report. And that's what's happening, right? That's why they didn't want to show. Because when I got Kruger's body cam footage, it's an hour long, homie. So now every officer that dealt with me that night, their body cameras all had to be an hour long, except the ones that came from down the street that ran up afterwards. They're probably 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? But everyone else that was standing right next to him has to be the same amount of time, right? Because then you get into the whole body cam situation that I brought up, how the Fort Worth Police Department and their higher ups don't believe that it's a third-degree felony for them to mute it and or not turn it on or deactivate it during an investigation. They don't believe that after it was passed as House Bill 929. And I don't understand that, you know, and I don't get it. And it goes to where their policies, the way they're written by our POA, which is our Police Officers Association, where they're the only ones who can control cops because they took the power from the mayor and the council, to where now you have a guy that used to be our chief of police department that was the dude that would come with a suit, the shiny gleam in his eye, and swindles you out of your money. That's what he became, but he was just put there by the POA. So when you understand all this, they can't lose in court because everything that they've been doing so far is misstatements, misquoted, misrepresented of what the actual law is. And if we expose that and prove it, then how many other people were lied on, run over through the same court system that swore to uphold the unfairness? I mean, to be fair and unbiased and impartial. Where is that at?
Yeah. BZ Watchdog, I see. You got a question?
Go ahead.
BZ?
It was to kind of comment on Mata's thing about the body cam stuff. She did testify that she left it in sleep mode during that whole investigation, which is against department policy to have it in sleep mode during an active investigation. So he's right. And that should have been grounds to drop the damn trial, because then it means there was no investigation she was interfering with.
Exactly.
Wow. I did not know that.
Not only that, no, BZ, you bring up a good point. She just admitted on the stand to lying the police report.
Right there. I got my notes, buddy. I took it in the courtroom.
Not that part, right? Because didn't she get on the stand and answer the question, how many times was she told about being an active investigation?
Yes, and it said when she was asked by the prosecutor, her answer was because they asked how many times Kruger asked her or told her that there was an active investigation. She claimed that Kruger said 3 to 4 times during the prosecution, direct. During the cross-examination, she said 4 times. So she dropped the 3 to 4, changed it to the 4, so now a bigger number. And then when she said, well, how many times or how long from the time Bott said were conducting an investigation till the time Kruger said you're under arrest. Was it 1 second, half a second, 10 seconds? She goes, it was 10 seconds. The woman never got to finish the words when Kruger put his hands on her.
Okay, that's cool. But the point I wanted to make, if you're telling someone on a stand,
You didn't have your body camera on.
You're co-signing that this was an investigation. Why was not your body camera on?
They also testified that Officer Box's camera was also in sleep mode when they were both doing this, sauntering around, ignoring Carolina, saying, help, help, rape, fire, fire, fire.
Yeah.
Why did no crime scene take everything that was brought up in the trial was still found guilty?
And it's crazy because they got to admit things that would prove her innocent. And that's the whole point of all this, dude. Look, and this was the bigger thing I was trying to point out. Like, we're past the lying cops now.
Yes.
With her. We're past the lying cops because these cops can't continue to lie on a stand because they don't know how. They only know how to lie when it comes to their policies and procedures. So who's coaching them and who's teaching them how to lie on the stand and how to purge themselves? The same prosecutor who was adamant that she remain in jail. Do you know what happened to me when I was found guilty? I got to go home. And then the next day when I came back from my sentencing, right, I was found guilty. And then I was arrested, right? And at that same moment that they were taking me into custody, my lawyer stood up and said, hey, I would like to put in a motion for him to be out on appeal bond. My judge granted it that very moment.
That's what her lawyer should have done.
Look, listen. And then they took me into custody. The next day I was released on bond probation. Oh no, on appeal bond. So I don't understand why it happened the way it happened to beginning to end. Because if it's a mistrial, now I want y'all to remember what I've been saying about these prosecutors, right? How they selectively prosecute people who the city, the cops, and certain people in higher places don't like, right? Because a Fort Worth police officer or X1, boom, a dude in the back, right? He got fired, whoop, 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 right? He came to trial. They had a mistrial. Guess what happened to him and how quick they redid it? They still haven't to this day. They never retried that police officer who used his weapon and someone in their back. And not only that, he was allowed to resign. And his name is Corey Johnson. And he was allowed to change his name to Courtney Johnson and become a Blue Mountain police officer the last time I looked up where he was at. And that's just one. Now let's move on to the other guy who was at Harris Hospital who punched a dude in the face who just got released, right? He got found for the same thing. He lied on the stand, perjury, right? Got charged. He got arrested. He's been out on bond for 4 years for official oppression, lying, and assault. All these things that he's been out for. So explain to me how a prosecutor can sit by and let these actual threats to the community just reside in that like nothing. But you get a woman who walks up to a cop and scares them, but it isn't fear, it's hate.
Yeah.
You have to understand the history of this cop, Kruger. He hates women. He hates people who tell him no. He hates people who question his authority. There's proof. There's lawsuits on him. You know what I'm saying? There's lawsuits on him. There's a history proving this dude is violent.
So, Mata, he's been on medical leave recently. Is that correct? Do I have that right?
No.
What is he on?
He's at the real-time crime center. It's a thing that watches cameras.
Oh, they've got him on a desk job.
Exactly.
I heard he was on medical leave as of recently.
That's what I heard too, B.
I heard he was on medical leave as of within the last week or so.
Nah.
He
For
does
what?
not look good.
Because that's
What,
what they're
butthurt?
saying that why he couldn't testify
Butthurt?
or wasn't gonna testify.
Butthurt?
Butt hurt.
What? His vag hurts? Booty
Yeah.
hurt? Something like that? Come on, dog. Look, they
I
use
heard
the
he was
same
on
shit with
medical
me.
leave, too.
Look, I want y'all to listen to how. Look, this is why I tried to explain this a long time ago. The main cop who was on duty when I got arrested wasn't there to testify because supposedly he was having surgery and he was on medical leave. So I got convicted while I was on bond. The same cop that was supposed to have surgery because he fucked up his arm was down the street at a robbery telling me, why did I tell him, fuck you? I shouldn't say that to him. He didn't have a cast on. He didn't have no support, nowhere. So you have to understand how far these prosecutors are willing to go to protect them, because these same prosecutors get voted in the same way. They get their support from the same people. The money is the same dirty. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. That's what they did to her, right? But ain't it weird that the person that brought this case in the first place was never testify? But ain't it crazy that how you could subpoena him to be in court, but he can't testify? Think about that.
Yeah.
If a lawyer can subpoena him and tell him you have to be here to be whatever, testify or whatever, and that officer has to be there, but then he can't testify, there's something seriously wrong with that. And that's why I tell people, understand, look, dude, and I'm telling you, this is not bullshit, bro. All y'all have to do is look up the same shit I do. It's right here. Look, I don't know if y'all could see this, but you go to the Texas Criminal Code of Procedures and you look up and it explains to you after you get convicted, how the process go. When they file this, you file this. It's a whole goddamn thing right here, homie. It's right there.
Mata, I don't know if you know this answer or not, but who is this lawyer and where did Carolina find this lawyer? What's his name? Mark Streif?
Mark
Do you know-
Streif.
Do you know anything about this guy? Where did he come from? Is this the same guy that's doing her civil case? I mean, can you clear any of this up? Because to me, it's just a mystery. And I asked Carolina about this a couple of weeks ago, and she's like real secretive about all this lawyer stuff, man. So
I know where it came. I know where it came from, but let Mata. You know, since you asked Mata, let Mata tell you.
Well,
anyone who knows.
I don't.
Okay, what do you know about him, BZ?
Okay, so there's a mutual friend of me and Carolina's. I didn't meet this guy till after she already hired this attorney. But we've gotten close and talked, and he's been helping me with a lot of records and investigating stuff and stuff like that. But he is an ex-cop whistleblower who caught some federal charges himself, and is currently he was trying to hire an attorney in Dallas, but the attorney never contacted him. He somehow ran into Mark, who's former Marine, by the way. This guy who worked in counterintelligence. So he's like an interrogator, basically. He's been handling this. The only thing is he's fairly young. I don't know how much experience he has, but I mean he spoke very well and spoke very good in the court. But I don't think I think with the people making the network of lawyers, it was basically a referral from a friend of mine named Robert, which is Carolina's really good friend. He referred Mark to Carolina because he think he could help her. I don't know what the fees were, but I know Carolina at this point hasn't really paid anything. So he's kind of almost doing it like pro bono, basically, to help her out. But I think he does criminal and appeals.
Well, see, I know you said that he was well-spoken and did real good in court. The day I was there, I thought the exact opposite, man. When he was talking to the judge, I couldn't even hear him, and I was sitting right behind him. All of the
which one? The heavyset white guy or the guy with the beard? The heavyset white guy is James, and he's very soft-spoken and very.
The day I was there, he was doing all the talking and filing all the motions, and the judge was just freaking shutting down everything he said. All of his objections were denied, or whatever they call it. I didn't think very, but there was another lawyer sitting next to him that when he said stuff, I thought he was well spoken.
He's the one. He's Mark, and he's the one that spoke, and he knows the judge.
Yeah.
So we had more of a actual trial. The only problem is the district attorney brought their A game, and Mata can tell you about this district attorney because he's got a lot more research on him than I've done.
Yeah.
Yeah, he don't fuck around.
This
That's
guy was
why
out for blood.
That's why
Right.
I warned. Look. I said this to her before it even happened. I said you are gonna have to be extra fucking careful because what they used against me was my Facebook, my YouTube,
Yep.
everything. They had people calling in and leaving them tips about stuff I posted, and it was crazy, bro. And in my head, I'm thinking, how much money are they wasting on getting us convicted? And all they're gonna get is 180 days, 6 months, 6 months, right? To me, it don't scare me, right? I'm not scared of no 6 months. They can throw that at me all day long, dude. The only thing I'm gonna do is keep showing people in the process, right? And that's why I said it, right? And I told the same thing to Carolina. It's gonna suck because you're gonna lose. But the same thing I kept saying over and over again. I have to lose for others to win. Now she understands my point exactly. Now that's 2 cases that we're going to use against them now. The way they illegally convicted me and the way they illegally convicted her. Because judges and lawyers are not excluded. They're not above the law. They have codes.
A long time, bro. I vouch for you on that. Mata has been saying that. You've been saying that for years, man. I vouch for you on that. That you have to lose for others to win. You put your neck out, man, for other people. But I didn't mean to interrupt you. That was all I was going to say.
You're good, bro, because it's the truth, man. And no one wants to do it. I know it sucks. No one wants to be in jail. No one wants to take time out of their day to be just go to show up to court just to be told, oh, not today. And they do this over and over and over again, 2 years at a time, to where the whole goal is to make you say, you know what, F this, I don't want to do this no more, to where they come with a little bullshit deal and you're going to jump on it because the average person doesn't want to do this anymore. They got a life to get back to. That's why
I think you proved your point that you were trying to prove. I mean, I really think you nailed it home. But as far as helping anything or helping other people, I think maybe you helped other people by showing them the way the system works. But other than that, I don't see how you helped anybody.
We're not done yet, Harvey. I'm still dealing with my cases, and we're going to wait until we're done to take their ass to federal court and have them explain this in a federal court.
Here's the thing, Mata. You're probably going to win your federal lawsuit, but the next guy who comes along and does the same thing that you do, let's say they do the same exact thing, they're still going to put that guy through everything they put you through and make him go all the way through the process just like they did you. That's what they do, man. Just because you prove it don't mean the next guy's going to get away with it. They're going to do the same freaking thing to everybody that comes through. But at least you've laid down the groundwork for the court cases, but they're going to make them go through it.
I would agree with you if I would have stayed focused on just cops. I would agree with you if my whole thing would have just been how cops lying on this. But you got to remember, Harvey, I went to the city hall. I figured out why they're doing what they're doing. So now look at the situation. It's not going to be the same because we got a chief of police for the past 3 years who has done this to what's been going on, right? So now the only thing he wanted to address if it makes national media attention, ignoring the little people who no one gives a shit about, right? So he's gone.
Yeah.
Right. Now we got Judge Gallagher gone too. And these are important things you need to focus on because these were the main people that were ensuring that cops avoided accountability, avoided getting in trouble and all this thing. So it took a while and it does seem like that. Yes. And if I honestly believed that it wasn't going to do anything, I would have stopped a long time ago. I would have been okay with just proving that the cops are dumb and how they lie on police reports and how you can prove it by having a good lawyer point out the fact that a body camera and all this, right? But you have to understand, there's a whole system that's been put in place, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to defend that thing so much at the cost of everyone else except the house of cards they built.
You brought a good point up. That Judge Gallagher, after what he did to you, what happened to him? Where
Well,
is he? He's not there anymore. What happened? And was that a
yeah,
direct result of what he did to you?
what me and CJ did at first, right? We filed a complaint against him, the attorneys, and they all got
Hey,
away with it.
let me just remind everybody, Judge Gallagher is the judge that tried to swear Mata in as a witness. And when Mata said, no, I ain't doing it, he revoked all of his bonds. This was during the Aaron Dean trial. Judge Gallagher, just for context for everybody. I'm sorry I interrupted you, Mata. Continue.
You're good. And like, okay, we filed a complaint on all of them. They all claimed all these outrageous things that they couldn't prove. And that's what bothered me. And then everything was built on the approval of Gallagher. Like, if he thought it rose to that level, then he processes it on to the actual people who investigated. But when the person that passes it on is involved in the complaint, then what happens, right? It gets twisted up a certain way when it's presented to the higher ups above them, that they're like, well, without the proper investigation, and we're not going to do it. We're just going to have to believe what the lawyer and the judges say, right? So that bothered me. So I figured out that these dudes depend on their elections, right? They depend on their elections. So let's just say I pissed off enough people and I got enough people to listen to what I was talking about to go against him, to not vote for him this go around. And all I had to show was all the true things that were proven in court about him. That during his election, people were saying there were lies, it wasn't true, but all they had to go do was go look up the cases. Because of him, a guy that hurt a bunch of kids went free because he put a collar on his neck and shocked him into confessing, saying certain things that the court was against. The whole established court was against people being self-criminated. And when you put a shot collar on someone where the state had a good case against them, they were giving them what, 65 years, to where he ended up giving that time back, and now he's free at the cost of a judge that oversteps his boundaries, because they've designed a system where there's no accountability. They've designed a whole thing. It's like, even way at the top where you complain on them, where you file your appeals, they're all the same people. They've all voted for each other. They go to the same events where they get money to get into these seats. They're all in the same groups. They all go to the same country clubs. They all go to the same special places that everyone, the public, is not allowed to be in. And that's the frustration and all that. And that's what I'm doing. I'm exposing the whole thing to where they don't want to say nothing to me. They don't want to do anything to me, because why? Because if they start fucking with me worse, it proves what I'm saying.
So what happened to Judge Gallagher? Did I miss it?
Yeah, he got voted out.
Okay, he got voted out. Okay.
Yeah, he lost his election, and in October was his last month to be the supervising judge for the criminal courts in Fort Worth, Texas.
Got you.
So that's what I'm saying, bro. If you can convince the right people to understand what's going on, they'll start caring, dude. Because this whole time I thought no one's going to care. No one will give a shit. You just got to learn how to put it the right way where people start listening.
Hey, Mata,
go ahead.
I want to get your perspective on what happened the other day when we were in the courtroom, whenever the judge called us out, and then what happened in the hallway. Because we haven't gotten your side of the story yet, man. Why don't you tell everybody what happened when the judge called just me, you, and Joe Cool out for talking when everybody else was talking. And then after you just tell us about that, tell us about what happened in the hallway.
Okay, see, what happened was when I walked in, right, I sat on the other side of everybody, right? And I was over there. There was a I think she was a prosecutor in front of me, and then there was like 4 or 5 of them behind me, and I sat there and I watched the whole thing. And then when they did 2 things they weren't supposed to do, right? They weren't supposed to leave no one behind, which means none of the jury was supposed to be left in that room whenever the attorneys and the judge went out of the room. That was the first mistake, right? And then the second mistake he did was listening to some dude that he called an officer of the court. When that officer of the court went and told him that we were talking about the case, instead of listening to him, he should have asked. He tried to, but you can't ask with an accusatory tone. You know what I'm saying? That's the saying. I know you did it, but I'm going to ask if you did it.
And then the judge said that was an officer of the court, that he's going to believe him over any 4 other people's words.
Exactly. That's where my note was going to go. Because then that's when he stated that that he was going to believe. And because when I asked him who told him, he didn't want to answer me. He didn't say this, that. What he said, it was an officer of the court, and he was going to believe them. So what bothered me was he already was trying to put out a narrative that we were being disrupted, that it was only us. So when I asked, I said, I raised my hand, and then he says, yes, sir. I said, so only us 3 can't talk? Is that what you're saying? Or everyone in here can't talk? So he switched his tone. He goes, no, that goes for everyone. So, and then he went to his little judge explaining whatever he was trying to do. And then I just clarified again. So that goes for everyone in here, right? Because the problem was that we were saying something about a case that he couldn't prove. But how about that same dude who, when the jury walked up, he stood up and he was being loud, where the same investigator was telling him, hey, chill out, calm down. He's like, well, whatever. That same guy turns around and tells the judge that we're the only ones talking, disrupting the court. After you done started a conversation with an inspector, and then my only conversation was with the inspector. And I asked him, are you still on my case? And he says, yes. I said, we're going to embarrass y'all in court. That was the conversation I was having with him. So I'm assuming when I was talking about my case, this fake officer of the court, which lacks investigation skills or any common sense skills to actually do an investigation, to actually put something forth, because what I've noticed, anything they say, the judge is going to listen to. And this is the second time it happened to me. The first time was when I went to Aaron Dean's trial and I got arrested, all on a lie, because I got the proof out of this lawyer's same fucking response to our complaint, stating the fear, the threat that they felt was because of me mentioning their license plate when they drove off. And their policy states that they have to report it to their supervisors. And that stuck in my head. So I looked in the Fort Worth Police Department policy if that's what it stated. And it does not. So then I started thinking more, right? Let me get this paper. Let me request it and get it. So what I identified is 2 Arlington police officers that were there at his trial. And they were so adamant to try to keep them hidden as them being the witnesses, but they forgot they have to sign a statement that they have to provide to the court, because I have a right to know who's accusing me of something. So that was their scenario. Their whole threat-based, whatever idea that they had to where they presented this to the judge to have me arrested was because they overheard me mentioning a license plate. And that wasn't brought up in court. That wasn't brought up when they drugged me and tried to make me swear in. So that's what these lawyers are used to doing, keeping the truth away and presenting a bullshit lie because it sounds good to make them look good. And they don't care what it cost us. They didn't give a damn that if I was able to pay to get out or whatever. But I do know this. On the paperwork for my arrest, it stated that Judge Gallagher went off of my bond because I would not cooperate in court. Uncooperative in court. And he reinstated it Monday without an explanation.
Yeah.
I got arrested Friday. I got out Monday.
There was no point in you swearing in as a witness. You didn't have anything to do with that case. You were there to observe.
And their whole point was to get the whole reason they were trying to do that was to get a reasonable reason to ask to have the trial moved to get a change of venue because of how threatening and how much violence it was towards the family and all this and that, which wasn't true. Just like just like the whole idea that there's going to be so many people at Carolina's trial causing disruption, causing chaos. They come up with these stories that have been proven false over and over again. How many people were at her trial, Harvey?
Let's see. There was me, you, Joe Cool, BZ Watchdog, and there was an elderly lady. She told me
her name is Erin Hickey. Erin Hickey.
Very nice lady. And we were the only ones that were called out in court for talking when everybody was talking. After the judge and the lawyers all left the room and they left 5 jurors in there, everybody was whispering and talking, but we were the only ones that got called out. All right. Mata, yesterday.
So then we leave. Like they were gonna do the mistrial because the lady turned up sick. And they said, well, we'll wait till tomorrow and see if she gets any better, and then we'll do the mistrial. Okay, boom, we walk out, right? So for some reason, all I asked this cop, this bailiff Russell, what was that guy's name that told the judge that it was just us talking? And that's when he walked up and got in my face. He goes, why? And I'm like, what? And I said, you ain't got to be a jerk, bro. I'm just asking you. You don't have to answer. And that's why at the end of that video, you hear him say, this is the guy you want to talk to.
Yeah.
I never asked to speak to him. I asked what his name was. And that's where it all started. And when he got in my face, yeah, you're right. They know that when you disrespect me, you lie on me, or do something that I'm going to react. And my normal reaction is to blow up, cuss, yell, fuck. I've been working
on confrontation with you. I think they planned it. I think they did it on purpose because not only did the woman cop walk up to you and get in your face, but then that bailiff did it. And man, I'm normally real good at always catching everything on film, but I missed the part where he got up in your face and provoked you.
Don't worry about that, Harvey. Yeah. I'm gonna get the camera from the hallway.
But he did. Right. He got right up in Mata's face.
Yeah, right here. I got it queued up. Right here on this video.
No, write that down. BC, write that down. Get video of hallway from courtroom.
Yeah, but a few seconds before that, man, he got right up in Mata's face, man. But we all missed that. Joe Cool missed it. I missed it. But we all started recording at the exact same time. And that's just proof that we all saw something fucked up is what that bailiff did to you. I mean, he got right up in Mata's face, man.
And all I did was ask him what that guy's name was who pointed us out to the judge that we were the only ones talking. Because I want to find out who he is. So I can investigate.
What did he look like?
He had like a brown sports jacket and like some blue jean pants on. He looked old. He sat in the front with the investigator. And he said his name, but I don't remember. It was like Miller or James Miller or something like that. I don't remember the exact name, but it sounded something similar to that. I don't know if Erin heard it or she remembers. Maybe she can comment if she remembers his name in the chat. But I remember it was something like that. But I wanted to be sure so I can look him up and investigate him like I do everyone else.
Do we want to play it one more time for the people coming in?
Yeah, I'd love to play it again.
Play it again.
Yeah. You see right here, I was filming them cops because that's the one who testified and that's the other one that was there at the scene.
Yeah.
Now the one with the glasses is the one that lied on the stand, and she's only got just over a year on the job.
And her body camera was off.
both of them had their cameras off.
So how is it an investigation? Okay, go ahead. Play the video. Look, this one. And I didn't even
around me.
Here's my point on this video. That chick, before she even got close enough to you, notice her eyebrows kind of raised, like she was gonna do something.
She knows who I am.
She already like right. Look at this smug look on her face right here.
Yeah.
Right when she comes out of the elevator.
She was already staring at Mata before Mata even turned his camera that way and noticed her.
I mean, look at this. Here, let me slow it down. Here, look. I'm already at 7.5. Let me go halfway. Look at this.
Mata is
No,
basically
pause
standing
it. Pause it right there. Go a little bit more. Go a little bit more and pause it. Go a little bit.
Went
Okay, stop right there.
around me.
Stop right there. Nah, you passed it. You let it go too far. Yeah. Okay, right there. Do y'all see that space right there, bro?
Yeah.
No one there.
Yeah.
There. And you see that corner? I'm literally standing right there at that corner on the other side.
You were
And she
up
tells
against
me
the
to
wall,
move.
man.
Wow.
It's unbelievable that she wanted you to move and you were like up against the wall. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the rest. It's like the rest of this Harvey video when Mata's confronting Kruger and you're leaning up against the wall. The same thing happens with that lawyer because he says something to you.
Yeah.
And you say something back.
He assaulted Joe.
No,
He assaulted Joe, and then I don't know if you saw that, Mata, but on my video,
yes, I had told Joe when I showed him the picture,
Yeah.
the video, I told him, look, fool, he fucking hit you.
Yeah, he did.
It actually looked like he didn't hit him. I slowed it down. It looks like he got about like that far from hitting Joe. Joe pulled his phone back. Joe pulled his phone back.
What he did was this. Look, Joe had his phone like this. And what the guy did was this. Joe, he pushed his hand up. Joe's picking his hand up to where it looks like it didn't. But if Joe would have left his hand there, he would have did this to him. But whenever he felt the touch of him, Joe picked his hand up and moved back.
Here, we got it right here. Watch. Well,
look at it.
You want to see where you get in this guy's face again?
Nah, you can skip all that. Go to where we're talking about. When he starts coming right there. Stop it right there.
I'm going to slow it down.
All right.
We'll go halfway speed. There we go.
Let's see.
There's the loser.
He threw it in front of him, dude. He almost, if you're right, if Joe would have left it, he would have hit him, but he didn't actually touch.
And look how I'm leaning back to keep from making contact with him.
Here, I'm even going back, and then I'm even slowed it down even further.
He does like this. He feels him. That's why.
So there's the hand up, like he's trying to block the view of the camera.
No, keep going. Right there.
That's what I'm talking about.
There's the loser right there.
It's not when his hand goes up. It's when his hand comes down that it touches Joe and Joe pulls his phone back.
Oh, I didn't see that part. Hang on. Let me see that again.
Yeah. Because he pulls it up. Yeah, he picks it up. Right there. But when it comes down, boom, right there. And then you notice Joe's hand coming back forward. See, look. He moves his hand back, and then it comes back forward.
There's the loser right there. You can't walk around somebody.
Right there.
And then you want to put your hand up on somebody. Keep your hands to yourself, loser. You heard me.
Yeah, but my thing is this. How do they let this guy keep writing reports on people when they won't let him come and testify? That's what I'm worried. I'm still struggling to understand that.
I heard he's on the Brady list, and that's why he's not able to testify.
Then he shouldn't be writing cases on people.
You're right. He shouldn't be.
There's no case. Look, all you have to do is ask for the Brady list and prove that he has a history of untruthfulness that impeaches his character and his statement.
Now, how would we get the Brady list? Who do we have to ask for it?
I already said it. How does the go? You request a civil service file.
Okay, got you. You and I've talked about it. Okay, I didn't recall if it was there, but I thought there was that one big list.
I asked for the same thing, and they charged me $2,000 something because I wanted Kruger's, I wanted the supervisor, and I think I wanted the chief of police's.
Have you tried to file it?
I ordered like 6 different cops civil service file, and they charged me about $2,000, and I did not have it, so I had to stop with that. That what you can call it, but that's what you asked for.
Have you tried to ask for it as an indigent?
No, it don't work like that. It doesn't matter if you're broke or not. You still have to pay to get what they're asking for. The only way they will make you pay, if the only thing they send you is paperwork. Like if all you get is paperwork from them, you don't get charged for it because they'll send it through a PDF file. But as far as like videos and stuff like that, like evidence, and there's certain stuff that they will charge you for. Because like say for instance, no one's ever put together his civil service file in the way we're asking it for. Like say for instance, we asked, I want his civil service file while he was working with the Forward Police Department and before he was working with the Forward Police Department. They have to create that before file because they only have the one right now. So they'll charge you for the before file.
Now,
so that's where the fee comes in.
Now, can I mention something that I did here in the trial? That, Kate, are you now, Mata? You've been doing this a long time in Fort Worth. I know Harvey's got a lot of time up here too, but you seem to know a lot of the key players. Do you know who Detective Martinez is?
Yes.
Okay, he testified today. He investigated.
And not gonna lie, I know one thing for a fact about that dude. He's not gonna take the fall for nobody. If you fucked up, he's gonna say you fucked up.
Do you want to hear something that I'm glad you said that? You know why? What he said on the stand today?
What?
When they asked him about his investigation of Kruger and about the force that was applied, his words were, "I found it inappropriate."
See? And look, I want y'all to think about this, right? The only reason she couldn't get justice is because she didn't file a complaint that there was excessive force, that there was lying, there was untruthfulness. Because now you get to have a difference. Even if the internal affairs ain't going to help you, you have it on record that you said this was wrong. So now, whenever that comes into question as a question during trial, were you ever told by internal affairs that this was wrong? And that's when they have to say, yes, I got in trouble for it. We're not allowed to ask them in court what was the punishment, but we have the right to force them to say it was because of untruthfulness, it was because I used excessive force, whatever. But they can't say, no, that isn't true. Because if you can prove that, yes, it was true, that's perjury. And it comes after the fact, right? But it's like, if there's nothing addressing there's a problem, that'll happen to you. That's why I said it's very important to go address this issue. Even if they're not going to do anything, there's a record of it. There's a record of you saying, or look, the only reason they did an investigation as big as they did for her is because so many people complained that they did not agree. So instead of correcting Kruger and saying, hey, you can't be doing that. No, that's not what happened, because here comes the POA, boss hogging everything, saying, hold up. We already made a contract where y'all not allowed to punish them like that. Only we are, right? So now they got these lawyers that are influencing and putting pressure on these prosecutors and judges to spin a court a certain way, allegedly. And these are my opinions, just for safety's sakes. You know what I'm saying? But these are all my opinions of observing since I've been thrown into this court. right? And I knew what they were going to try to do to her. I knew they were going to keep Kruger out of testifying because as soon as he got on the stand, it opens the door to ask him about him and his history. And that's what they did not want. They didn't want no one asking him, how many times have you been found guilty or has an allegation been sustained of use of force? Right? And everyone who's saying Kruger got away, he did not. It's not over yet. Because you remember, the only ones who get swift justice are these lying cops when they get into these courts and lie, and we get screwed over. Our justice takes time. And that's the hardest part of all this. Everything wrong is happening now, and all the good things are going to have to come at a later date. And that's why this is so important to be said. Because everyone wants to assume it's all roses and peaches getting out here when you find a corrupt police department and it goes all the way to the top. It's not going to be
King Chow Chow.
You know, that's why I said what I said, man. I stuck with it. I've been doing it for 6 years and I have not quit.
Hey,
Carson
just to answer
started
King Chow.
before me, and Carolina started way before both of us. She's the one who got us into like all of it.
She got me started.
Hey,
Yeah, because I never felt safe by myself.
Just real quick to answer King Chow Chow's question. Somebody else asked me for that. I've already emailed them the information. King Chow Chow, I know who you are. If you want to send me a quick email,
I'll tell you how to do it on the internet, right?
Yeah,
on the internet. On the
access
internet.
corrections, right?
No. On the internet, you have to go to it's either you can look it up through Google or the Play Store. You're gonna have to download their app called Core Links. It's an app called Core Links.
Core Links.
Right? And when you get to Core Links, it's gonna be an app for all across Texas. And then in that app, you're gonna put her first name, her last name.
How you spell it, Mata? C-O-R-E?
No, it's C-O-R-R. C-O-R-R.
Yeah, there you go. Core Links.
L-I-N-K-S?
Yeah, in that core link is going to have all the information you put in, and then you're going to have to put what jail she's in, and then you're going to have to upload your credit card information in there, and that way you can put money on her books, and then you can also put money on the tablet so y'all can conversate with her through a tablet.
So BZ Watchdog said that they're going to give her 2 for 1 or 3 for 1. So how long? So that she should be in there. What, about 10 days? You guys think?
She's already got 3 days time served for the.
How much was the time?
30 days.
30 days.
Oh,
She's already done.
She'll be out in like
3
days. Yeah, she'll be out.
If we put money on her books, is she even going to have time to use it? That's where I'm going with this.
Oh no, yes, she needs that ASAP. Because look, commissary comes Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Friday. Oh no, you know what? It completely changed now. It comes every fucking day. You sure right, because she's gonna need deodorant. She's gonna need feminine products and stuff like that.
Hey, Mata, just to let you know, they gave her 30 days, but she already had 3 days time served accredited.
Yeah, but a total would be like anywhere from 1 to 10 days. So if she has 3, she has like what, 9 more? Well, what?
27 more.
It's all one word, Core Links.
Yeah.
She has 27 days left to do.
No,
minus the 2 to 1, 3 to 1.
Yeah, no, they're doing everyone 3 for 1 because they don't have time for all that shit. So that's what I'm saying. If she has created 3 days, she has 4 or 5 days left to do.
Well, because if you let's say you do 3 to 1 at 21 days, that's 7 days.
Yes, she has 3, 4 more days left. What are you not understanding?
I'm not trying to argue with you, Mata. I'm just trying to put
I'm not saying like it's like you're right. Well, your math is correct. She has 3 days credit, and divided or whatever you want to call it, 30 into 3. That means she only has to do 7 days, which means they're gonna take a little bit of extra time. So we'll give her 3, 4, 5 more days of being in there.
The lawyer told me 7 to 10 days. That's what he told me.
Oh my God.
So
did I
if
do?
it's sooner, great. If it's sooner, great.
Yeah,
He's
because she already
Mata,
has 3 days
Mata,
done. If
Mata,
it's
he's
7
not
to
saying
10,
that
that
you're wrong.
means
Mata,
there's
hold on.
4 days
Mata,
left.
he's not saying that you're wrong, Mata. He's just telling you what the lawyer said.
No, and it's the same thing I'm saying right
Okay.
now. If she has 7 to 10 days, okay, right. She has 3 days credit, 3 days credit. Now count 3 and then add the days until you get to 7.
Is there
That's
any way
4.
you can put up her on TarrantCountyInmate.com? Can we put up her page and her picture and everything? Can we do
Yeah, I
that?
got it right here.
Yeah, that's what she's gonna do. 7 days. So she has like 4 or 5 days left. Because they're gonna drag ass on releasing her. You can believe that.
There it is,
You
right
can
there.
believe that.
Is there inmate
So-
number on there? Yeah.
Yeah, I got her inmate right there.
CID number.
0942.
Yeah. And it should already have a release date on there. Go to it, click it.
Just right here.
Click on
Her
the whole
last
thing.
case. The
It
last
doesn't give
case.
me- It doesn't give me the last page.
No, go back.
Hang
Okay,
on,
it's
let me-
always gonna be the last one there. The last one, you see it?
This one.
The one at the bottom. No, the one under it. That one. Click it.
Okay. There's nothing's happening. It says no records found.
Okay, we'll go back to the top one then. Click that.
It highlights it, but when I click on it, nothing happens.
No, you click on the number.
Nothing's happening.
What the fuck? That's not normal.
Well, they
Usually
just-
when you click on the number, it opens it.
Yeah,
Well,
normally
they only took her to jail like about 4 hours ago.
No, but it's different when you go from court than the streets.
Oh, okay.
Like she's already in the system. Like the only thing that you're not gonna be able to see is like what floor she's on and shit like that. You're not gonna be able to know that. But
Hang on,
it
let me
should,
look at this. No,
or you know what? Yeah, you should be able to open that and it should tell you, like explain it. Like it'll have the time, the sentence, and it normally already has. Cause look, what they did to me, I had 180 days, right? They gave me 70 days credit. And as soon as I got booked in, they added my time up and they were already processing me out while I was being booked. And if she doesn't get out tomorrow or the next day, then they're going to be assholes and make her wait. You get what I'm saying?
yeah, because you know what? They did let you out pretty fast. That's right. I do remember that.
That's what I'm saying. And I got sentenced to 180 days.
And you were
Which
out
is
like
6
within a
months.
week, right? Weren't you like out in a
No,
week
the
or something?
next
2
day.
weeks?
No, the next day. I got arrested like at what? 10 in the morning. And the next day in the morning, I was already out. I was out. I wasn't on bond. I didn't have to report to bond probation. I just got out. I didn't have to do any of that. That's why this shit doesn't make sense what they're doing to her. Right? Unless they're doing it because to prove a point. So that's why I say it shouldn't happen the way it's happening because, like I said, when I turned myself in, I was already sentenced to 180 days, and they gave me credit for 70 days. When I went to the jail from the court, while I was being booked in, they already added up my time. They added up how long and while I was being processed in, I was already being processed out. To where all I had to do was go upstairs and wait for my paperwork to be processed out. So when they called me, that was it. I was out on the fucking street.
All
That's
right.
why I don't get what they're doing to her. It's not
Let's,
normal.
Can we go back to okay, yesterday morning she had a mistrial and they immediately started selecting a new jury for a new trial.
That's weird in itself right there, bro.
Yeah, normally when there's a mistrial, that there's like, it takes some weeks or months to decide they want to retry, but they retried it right. They didn't even leave the courtroom and they were picking a new jury. But
And what did I tell you? What did I tell you about the 2 police officers? They're still free.
Yeah. So yesterday morning, remember, Mata, I called you yesterday morning and asked you if you were going to go to court. This was after all that shit happened in the hallway. And Mata, you told me you weren't going to court, that you thought nobody knows Tarrant County and the way they work better than Manuel Mata, by the way.
Nope.
But Mata said, no, he ain't going. I know they're going to arrest me. Can you get into why you didn't go to court yesterday and why you thought they were going to arrest you, Mata?
Well, there's certain things I'm not gonna put out there, but I'll tell you this: from my past experiences with this type of thing during a trial and stuff like that, anyone can say anything accusatory, and it's not investigated. It's not nothing. And I witnessed that detective snitching on me, and then I seen the other guy talking to someone. So I'm like, nah, this don't even seem right. And then I got it confirmed by a couple people, and I'm like, oh yeah, for sure, no. Because then it goes into what happened last time. As soon as I walk in, Mr. Mata, boom, 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 can you please come up here? Why? I'm going to have you swear in. Nope. Why not? Well, because I don't want to. Do. Okay, well, you're on bond, right? Yes. Okay, well, I held you. It's going to be the same garbage shit again. And they don't have a reason then to do any of it. But then while we're arrested, they get to come up with a lie. And that's why I explained earlier. Their lie for accusing me of having a terroristic threat, it's because someone in the car heard me speak their license plate. That's the basis of their threat. They're so scared of me because I mentioned their license plate on social media.
Yeah.
I am not finna go in there, support my friend, and it sucks that they reach to this level to keep people from hearing what's really going on. Because I know specifically how to catch them lying and how it goes down. So, of course, they're not going to want me in there. And I'm not going to be in jail for some stupid shit. No. That's why I didn't go. I know how they are. And all it takes is for one of them to lie. Yeah. Because the judge never questions what they're saying. You heard what he said, Harvey. Yeah. I'd rather believe him. Say it again, Harvey.
That's what the judge said that day we were in court. He's going to believe his officer over any 4 other people in there combined. So,
which is the citizens.
Yeah.
The citizens of Fort Worth.
He's going to believe the cop over 4 citizens. He said that shit in open court. Well, when Mata told me yesterday morning that he wasn't going, that he had a feeling that they were going to do something, that's when I said, I ain't going either, man, because, if Mata ain't there, they're going to take everything out on me. And, Joe Cool did walk in there yesterday morning just to see what was going to happen, and he said he felt like they were fixing to arrest him, so he left.
That's how it goes, bro. That's how it goes. They done made us enemy number 1 of Fort Worth because we have a camera, and we show people how they lie, how they say when they pull you over, all of y'all have to get out, which is not. It's not a lie. But then when they start saying you have to identify where y'all coming from, where y'all going. And when someone says, sir, I'd rather just get my ticket and leave. I'd rather not even answer no questions. Then it becomes to where they weren't cooperating with me. They weren't following lawful orders, but they never tell the truth on what the person was actually doing, which is asserting their right not to answer questions.
Yeah.
But that's never said. And it's on our videos. Harvey, when you were here, they're on all of our videos that they do these traffic stops, right? But then when we're there, we notice that they tell them, we pulled you over for such and such. But then they get them out of the car, search the vehicle, put them back in, yell and scream at us, tell us not to say anything. But then they let them go without giving them a ticket for what they allegedly pulled them over for.
Yeah. Well, let's wrap this up, you guys. Anybody got anything else you want to add? I wanted to keep this under 2 hours, and
I don't know about you, Harvey, but I've set up Nightbot. I have it going through my chat. I just did a new one for Carolina, so here's my Nightbot command in the chat, and that's for Carolina. That put in ! free, and that Nightbot will tell you. Free CFW Carolina and Fort Worth. So,
yeah,
I'm just something for the people that are in the live stream.
What is that? Is that a link for donations for her?
No, it's an interactive chat thing that I've set up through YouTube on my channel.
Oh, cool. That's way too technical for me, man. I'm not. I'm light years,
saying that
light
shit.
years behind you on the
Yeah.
technology.
Yeah, no.
Okay, man. I want to keep this short, man, because people ain't gonna click on it if it's over 2 hours. I think we're already longer than what it should be.
We got 236 people watching. We did have about twice that at one point. So
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Let's go ahead and end it unless anybody has anything they want to add. I think I discussed everything that I wanted to discuss. Anybody want to add anything before we go? Mata, BZ?
no, man. Just I'm hoping that it's like he says. I hope it's sooner than what the lawyer's telling us. And I want her out of there, because she's got dogs at home. She's got some personal things that she's got to take at home that I don't want to disclose over the internet. So
she does have a husband, so the dogs are going to be taken care of. I don't want anybody to freak out about it. So
yeah, but she loves her little dog when she's sitting there, on her streams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She loves her dog like I love mine. So
yeah, I get it.
And all I want to say is this, right? This is why it's important to be involved in the court system, to go look at it, to understand what's going on, not just for yourself, just so you can help other people understand how not to get screwed over.
exactly.
All right, let's end it on that note. Good night, good day, everybody. Everybody enjoy your day.
All right, buddy.
We'll
You
see
guys
y'all
take
later.
it easy.
Later, Mata. Later, BZ.
See y'all the next live stream, guys.